Yeah, it's your boy Champ, and this is the Champ is Here show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, MrLongchamp here, co-hosting.
And I'm going to get straight right into it. Because right now, things are a little crazy. And got a few mixed emotions because, first it was the pandemic. I just want to let you know, guys, Corona is over. It's done. All right, everyone's in close proximity. Nobody's dying from Corona.
Everyone to the government yet.
Everyone is dying from the police, especially black people. All right, so racism. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about racism, race wars.
We're talking about a lot of different.
We're talking about brutality, and you know what I mean. So. One thing I want to step into is I want to talk about its origin, and everything. And, believe it or not, some people want to say, why you have to bring up slavery? Well, slavery was part of a program, and it's still around to this day. Now,
that's a fact.
Okay, so
there's different types of slavery.
Our Constitution was written during slavery times. Am I right? Now, America did not say, hey, please, England, we want to be free. Can you please, we're human beings. We have rights. No, they didn't do that. What they did was they fought for their rights. As a matter of fact, they said, give me liberty or give me death. That's exactly what they said. You know what I mean? They fought. And as a matter of fact, people don't know is that Africans helped them in the war. But what I will say is that when America got its independence, Haiti, as a matter of fact, helped Venezuela get their independence. They helped Mexico get their independence, and they did not want make sure other islands closed their borders because they didn't want Haiti to influence any other islands or any countries to also revolt. So they didn't want that to happen. So to get back to what I'm saying is, after slavery, during slavery, we had overseers on the plantation to make sure that the slaves wouldn't riot. They would make sure that the slaves did not.
I was looking at something. No, I'm sorry.
The slaves did not revolt or run away. So they had overseers, and what they would do is they would patrol the plantations. After slavery was over, we went into the Reconstruction period. And in the Reconstruction period, what they wanted the patrols to continue. So basically, the practicing among men. So during this post-Civil War Reconstruction period in 1865 to 1877, the old-style patrol methods resurfaced
checking them out,
and were enforced by post-war Southern police officers and also by organizations such as the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, that's why you wanted to bring that up. I was like, why is he getting all this history?
Oh, because you got to go into history. So when all of this happened, guess what? Rural areas were growing, and rich, wealthy businessmen, they had their interest. And guess what? During the 19th century, influx of immigrants was coming in. Irish, Italians, Germans, and Eastern European immigrants were coming in. So now they had these private interests, they did, people coming in and, union busters and all of this stuff. So they needed the policemen to come in patrols to make sure that everything was functioning properly, where they can continue to make a profit, where workers weren't going on strike.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about how the police were really created for private businesses, not for
private interests.
Right.
Correct.
I mean, I feel they still are. They still are private.
And that's the point. So for you guys who think that the police is there to serve you, you are sadly mistaken. The police do not have an obligation to come and help you. They're just there to be a first responder, to make sure things are okay, if you're all right, whatever. This is why when you call them, they come in a half hour later. They don't come when that crime is taking place. They just hear, is everybody all right? Are you okay? Did you see who did this to you? Whatever. So basically, what I'm saying is the police are there just for private interest. They're there to harass you.
Well, listen, if people really do their research and really understand and really know the history and really understand what this country is, it actually really is a business. It's a corporation.
Absolutely. When you look it up, it's a corporation.
You look up the code. I don't have it right now because my phone is on the live, but I'll definitely put that in the comments. Look up that code. You're gonna look it up and you're gonna see. It's gonna say what United States of America is, and it says the United States of America is a corporation.
For profit.
So, exactly.
It is for profit. So
anybody who's working for is this we just another employee of the corporation.
So again, what I'm saying is, in order for things to change, number one, you have to completely change the Constitution, because the Constitution was created during the slave era. So there is no way that you are included in it. As a matter of fact, the 13th Amendment speaks about that. You see, when they want to abolish slavery, they traded it. It was involuntary servitude for voluntary servitude. And, black people are not included in the Constitution. You see what I'm saying to you? So, as Malcolm X said, this is not an American problem, it's a world problem. And the only people that can help in is, for example, the UN. You see, when there's issues in other countries, America goes, hey, we're here to help. You know what I mean? We want to take over the government, put somebody in. You know what I'm saying to you? But when it comes to America, when they have issues, no, we're okay. We don't need anybody's help.
Just look into every war that we decided we're just going to jump into. There was some dollars that they was chasing.
Oh yeah, Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? World War One, World War II, Vietnam, Gulf War. All of these wars, something we had to do. As a matter of fact, with 9/11, weapons of mass destruction, and then Bush goes on. You know what? We can't find it. I'm sorry. Like, he just came in and just the day, like they were looking for Osama bin Laden for a week. Listen, we should let the American people know that we can't find them. So what do you want me to do? We can't find them. Right now, we need Saddam Hussein needs to get out of here. We need to get him out of here.
Yo, one of my favorite Bush lines is, "We're gonna smoke him out." Saying we're gonna go over to Afghanistan. We're gonna find out.
So,
but anyways, that's not what we talk
so
about.
So now. We are emotional creatures. You know what I mean? We on emotion and what have you. So
spiritual.
And very spiritual. So now I'm just telling to the black people out there, don't fall for the okie doke. This is all a game. You see, you have two ways of doing things. You see, people, they want to say, hey, listen, I want to kill all police officers. I want to kill all white people. Okay, fine. You want to do that? Cool. You want to kill men, women, and children, that is fine. No problem. If that's the route that you want to go, just understand that the military is going to be in place. You do not have army guns. You do not have drones. You do not have level 5 vests to stop, you know what I mean? Armor-piercing bullets. These people are organized. You're coming through. You're not gonna come through with a 9 coming through sideways shooting like that. You don't even know how to duck, come through. You know what I'm saying too? They got grenades. Come on.
Yeah.
Number 2. What I believe the best solution. I've been saying this. The best solution for the problem that we have today is called group economics. You see, with group economics, you can't fail.
That's
you see, when
fact.
Martin Luther King...
You already giving them the answer. I was going to give you some couple questions first.
Okay.
But you're already getting into the
No, because
I know we definitely want to give it...
Give the solution. Okay, fine. What question do you have?
Nah, just about... Just like as far as like... Because I remember you brought up a little bit before, since you brought up George Bush and everything about the FEMA joint, like what was happening with the president right now, like because I did see a post the other day, right after like all the riots was happening and stuff like that, that the lights in the White House was shut down, and so when you brought up, it was FEMA take over or whatever, so I was a little, worried. We started looking that up, so I just wanted to know, like, what do you think, like, is,
I believe, like I said, this is an okie doke. They want to go into a state of emergency. Look at the trend. First, they say you have coronavirus. Now everything needs to shut down. Okay, now they're telling you to wear a mask. So the second week into the coronavirus, I'm like, yo, this is a perfect reason for someone to say, I want to go catch a jukes.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't identify me.
Yeah,
I said, yo, the coronavirus is going to allow people to stick people up at the ATM and you cannot be identified at all. That's number one. Now, you're saying, now you have this whole, police, killing black people. Now that's going to cause people at home. They're not doing anything. They're not working. People are losing their jobs. They're frustrated. They have nothing to do. This is a perfect time because if this happened while people were working, y'all got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it.
Because it's been happening
for 3, 4, 5 days in a row.
Correct. You know what I'm saying to you? So now, just like the drug war, people were coming out and they were allowing the drugs to come in, and then people are finding AKs in the street. They're finding guns. Like, there's just open boxes of just guns. Now they're bricks. They're bricks for people to go in and throw. You know what I mean? So it's just all a setup. Mm-hmm. Now that you're mad, now you're gonna keep rioting, keep looting. Now they can implement martial law. FEMA is going to go in and take over. And if FEMA goes and takes over, the POTUS has to stand down, the Constitution has to go to the side, and they have to put something new to counteract what's happening right now.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering if you had any
yeah, look, think about it. It went from 11 to 8, now it's mandatory curfews. What's going to happen next?
Now, there's a lot of different moves that we don't really know what's happening behind the scenes.
Solution.
How we gonna solve this?
I'm tired of this. Group economics. How do you do group economics? Is real easy. Buy your own shit. That's what you do. You go into business for yourself. You see, you don't go into the Koreans or the Asians, getting your nails done because you see what's going on in China. You know what I mean? You've seen what they're doing, they're disrespecting black people over there and saying that coronavirus came from black people, which is completely absurd. I'm Haitian. All we eat is herbs and roots. You know what I'm saying too? So there is no illnesses, when you know what I mean, like that with us.
No offense to the viewers of all the different.
Yeah, no offense. But right now, listen. Right now, we're not. Listen, we gotta have thick skin right now because right now this is unfair.
Right.
Okay, so this is no shot to anybody. Right. You know what I'm saying to you? Right. I'm just giving the solution to my people right now. And we have a platform and we need to speak to each other right now. This is group economics right now. You see what I'm saying to you? So right now, you need to have your own grocery stores. You see, when you go into a black community, the Arabs have all the corner stores. The Asians have all the beauty supply stores. So do the nail salons. There is no place. Black people, all we do is consume. All we do is spend money. Not individually. I'm talking about as a collective.
Right. So,
if you don't bring any value to the marketplace, then who are you?
No, that's a fact. The black people don't support their black-owned businesses enough. Even a couple weeks ago, we had Miz here talking about his Nigerian apparel and how he has a lot of white customers.
Right. So my thing is, create something for yourself. There's high-end black fashion art. You know what I mean? Putting out clothing. That we can dress nice and go to party. There's high-end designers. You see what I'm saying to you? You don't have to get the rinky-dinky, people that's just taking jeans and putting patches on it. There are real designers making real clothes that you can go in and buy. You see what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. The Kaepernick. There's so much going on right now. And all you have to do is support and put money into the pockets of your own people. The Montgomery a bus boycott was a great example for that. The minute black people said, you know what, we're gonna walk and we're gonna carpool, those white people said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, Martin Luther, we need you guys to get back on the bus. You know,
most of y'all was thinking, let's
listen,
losing
we
out
didn't
right now.
know you guys were gonna be that organized. We did not know that our white bus drivers were not gonna get paid and they couldn't support their families. So you know what? We need you to get back on the bus. You know what I mean? So what can we work out? Just imagine. You see, the Jews, what they do is they shop. They have their own Toys R Us. They rent to their own people. Okay, when they come in and buy a building, they give you a date. Listen, everyone has to leave the building. I'm sorry. We're gonna be, fumigating. We're gonna be doing some construction. So, we're gonna give you 6 months to a year, maybe. We're gonna honor your lease, whatever. And as soon as everyone gets out that building, they put their own people in, which is fine. You see, I'm telling you that this is all good. You can do that. It's natural for you to support your own nationality and your own race. It is cool. But do not exploit. Do not infringe on other people to get it, though.
Right.
You see what I'm saying to you? So there's a book that I'm reading, and I'm almost finished with it. It's called Miseducation of a Negro. Miseducation by Carter G. Woodson. An amazing book, and it talks about 3 types of Negroes. You see, you have the educated Negro, you have the miseducated Negro, and then you have the uneducated Negro. You see, you have 3 types of Negroes that's running around in your neighborhood. You see that?
So miseducated.
You have the educated,
educated, okay,
miseducated,
and uneducated,
and the uneducated. The uneducated Negro. And I'm not gonna dive too deep. It's a great read. Please go read that book. But it just tells you basically what the book is saying is, yes, we're in a system. It's a system basically that's geared for us not to win. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Slavery, Jim Crow, Roe versus Wade, Brown versus Board of Education. We have all of these things that are stacked up against us. But even though those things are there, you see the black man still believes that the white man's ice is colder. You see, in this day and age,
what you mean by that?
Okay.
Talk about with us.
Okay. You see, what I can do is I can start a business, right?
Yeah.
But you think my business or my product is inferior to the white man's. Do you remember we had the Negro League?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Remember the Negro League?
Yeah.
We had nothing but brothers in there. Now, as you can see, we're athletic, we inclined. You know what I'm saying to you? But what we did was we wanted inclusion so much that when Jackie Robinson broke the barrier, everybody wanted to run and be in the MLB. And they rather be spit on and cursed at and beat up by the white man and be underneath his wing than have his own. You see what I'm saying too? In the beginning of the movie,
that's because there was a lot of miseducated and uneducated.
Because the educated Negro, he gets his education. No, he gets his education, and basically doesn't necessarily help his people. And when he does help his people, the miseducated Negro tears him down.
So there's no good ones in this book?
No. Yeah, absolutely no. It's just giving you the 3 types. Like the educated Negro, he's the type of person that's gonna go to school.
Okay, I thought you meant like when you said that. I thought you meant like as far as like understanding group economics.
No,
and stuff like that.
Like the educated Negroes, like for example, like your Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying too?
The ones
that go out, made it, whatever, right?
Gotcha, yeah.
The miseducated Negro is the person that's gonna say, "Yeah, listen, your business ain't gonna last anyway."
Man.
You know what I'm saying to you? And the uneducated Negro doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? He's just uneducated. He's just out here running rampant. So, best thing I can tell everyone, just go out there. It's a great read. Just read that book. But my whole thing is, and it just coincides in what I believe. I just believe that we're at a time right now where we need to do for our own. And we can't sit here and wait for someone to give it to you. You have to go and take it. Give me liberty or give me death. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
So how do you start group economics? You see, Michael Jackson made a song, The Man in the Mirror. What you need to do is you need to go into the faculties of your mind. And you need to examine yourself and who you are and what you want to become. Then the next step is bettering yourself. And when you better yourself, you change the people around you because they have to treat you completely different now.
That's a fact. And, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't want to cut you off, but it's just to give a quick shout out because I was watching this quick video by Shaq a little earlier, and he said, like, right now the system is broken. That's something that he had to finally realize, is that he can't help to fix a broken system without fixing himself first.
Facts.
You have to look into yourself, see, and fix, and there's no way you could lead others without setting the examples.
Absolutely. So what you do is you fix yourself.
Right.
Once you fix yourself, then what you can do is you can help your family. Be part of your community board. Be part of the what's that thing when you're in the schools? When you go check, make sure your kids is doing right. What's that thing called again?
The parents or PTA?
PTA. Be part of the PTA. Understand legislation and who getting voted in. You know what I'm saying to you? Visit your local precinct and try to basically, we're not gonna even talk about the precinct.
Right now, yeah.
That was before, but you know what I mean? Have a black ice cream truck driver coming through your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying to you? There's people, when you go to an Italian neighborhood, that's exactly what it is. Italian people working in the stores, Italian people. When you go to a Jewish neighborhood, it's Jewish people in the stores. That dollar that Jewish person makes gives it to his kid. It goes into the ice cream truck driver's hands, who's Jewish. He then goes into a bank where there's nothing but Jews, and he deposits that money in the bank. The bank teller is Jewish. Then they're giving out loans to other Jews to develop. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
Same thing in the Arabic community.
Another Jewish business that the other Jews are.
Same thing in the Arabic community. Same thing in the Indian community. But guess what? When they come to this country, they know they can exploit you. They know that they can open up a Baskin Robbins in your community. They know they can open up a Bola Market in your community. They know they can do that. I understand we suffer from PSD, but how are there successful black people that make it? What's the difference? What's the difference with the Denzel Washingtons and the Jay-Z's and the Michael Jordans? Why?
It's a mindset. It really is.
So, the miseducated and the uneducated Negro, they're lazy. There's white people that are lazy. There's black people that are lazy. There are Asian people that are lazy. You know what I'm saying too? But when you're lazy and you're behind in the race, it doesn't help. You gotta keep moving. What the chap is here? I said to myself, I don't want to be a voluntary servant anymore. I don't want to have a boss anymore. I want to be my own boss and let me start my own business, because kids do not believe what you tell them. They only believe what you see. I cannot tell my kids that they can shoot for the stars and if I'm doing the same old thing. I can't tell them that they can be anything that they want to be and I'm settling. You see what I'm saying to you? This is why I have the mic. When my daughter comes here and she says, Daddy, I want to sing. Baby, sing.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want to be.
That's how you empower them. That's how we're going to change the future.
Absolutely. That is the only way. When they see Daddy do it. Daddy, how did you do that? I want my daughters to not get their driver's license. I want them to get their boat license and say to their friends, wait a second, y'all not getting your boat licenses? Oh, so this is not a thing? I thought we're all doing that.
Step your game up.
I want them to get their pilot licenses. I want them to conquer land, sea, and air. I want them to take it over, bro. I want them to give them the option. If they want to go to school, baby. You want to run this business, baby. You have 10 years to do whatever you want. To trial and error. From 20 to 30, you have 10 years to do whatever you want. So like I said, man, this riot, these things that's happening right now, again, you can do, again, if you want to do that, there is no right or wrong. Whatever you think, that's right. You want to do the wrong thing, do it. You want to do the right thing, do it. But that's when I tell my boy, when I said that I want to manifest this out of my experience. I'm still aware that racism exists, but I want to manifest it out of my experience. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to Canarsie Park, and I'm working out. Everyone is pleasant. Good day, everyone. Learning the Forex. We're doing real estate. We're doing things positive.
Yeah, man. That's all you got to say.
Do you see what I'm saying to you? And I'm still emotionally intelligent enough to understand that there are people suffering out there, but it's a choice. Everyone is making a choice right now.
Yep.
Everybody's making a choice right now. And if you're choosing to go out there and protest and to fight, do it. All for it. If you want to go and do something positive and start a business in this time, whatever, because I'm telling you right now, when this thing is over, there are going to be new millionaires out there, and everyone's going to forget this thing happened. Because that's how short your attention span is. Facts.
A lot of distractions.
There's a lot of distractions.
A lot of it is a distraction, though.
All of it is it's an okey doke. This is straight out the playbook.
It's all a show.
It's all a show. The world is a stage, and everyone is playing their part.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying to you? So listen, man. You want to stop this race war? Get this paper. Get this bag.
That's a fact.
Because there's no better revenge than success. There's no better revenge. You heard? Get this money, get this bag, help your family, keep pushing 10x. And that's what the champ can tell you to do. Because I'm not for violence, because I know my mindset, because I'm either black or white. There's no gray area for me. There's no in between. I'm either nice or I'm not nice. You see what I'm saying to you?
Yep.
So I don't want to tarnish my spirit. I understand it. I support everyone and whatever they want to do. I get it. But what the champions here is making this paper, we want to grow our community, and the only way we can do that is to own our own, is to push our own. You know what I'm saying to you? Don't go, you know what I'm saying? I really don't see, I'm not saying not all, I don't see Italians rushing into a Jamaican restaurant. I don't see that. I don't see Asians, I don't see them running into places like, hey, listen, I want a roti, give me some zia jonjon. I don't see them asking for that. There are some, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, of course.
There's people with a power. I'm not talking to that, but I'm talking about the majority. 51% makes a majority. You see what I'm saying too? I don't see them running into your community and saying, hey, I want a dish. But there's Chinese food stores everywhere. There's pizzerias everywhere.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying to you? So that's all I wanted to say today, man. We could just, get a few things off our chest, just everyone please just stay safe. Stay positive. Things are gonna completely change after this, so we don't know. Once the dust settles, we're gonna see what's gonna happen after this. So
things will get better. I mean, it may get a little crazier before it does eventually get better, but the light is at the end of the tunnel, and just as long as you stay positive. Yes,
this message is for people that is supposed to receive it.
Exactly.
It's for the positive people. Right. So again, man, it sucks. It sucks, man, for real. Like this, I don't know, man. I really. But I had a great day today, staying positive, and yeah. Champ, it's your show.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Shout outs to the listeners. Everybody, appreciate you guys.